It's Frankie here. I've come back to my roots, back to Balaclava Street. I was born number 7 up there. Not born in number 7, not like the old days, but born in Mount Pleasant Hospital. But soon after, moved to number 7 Balaclava Street. And this, why I've come down today, this is the Gardens as it was known. This is our pitch. Me and my 2 brothers, my mates grew up playing on. It was amazing because you've got a cul-de-sac at the bottom of the street there. Fabian Way over the road, SA1 the other side. Although it wasn't SA1 then, it was just old railway lines and wasteland. But anyway, why have I come here? Because me and my mates, my brothers, you know, for example, I don't think it was a coincidence. We had a really nice patch of grass by here, and me and 2 of my brothers, we all played for Swansea schoolboys. Not saying we were the best, but good enough to play for the schoolboys. My mate lived over in Inkerman Street, the next one over. Payno, Mark Payne. Alright Payno, if you're watching. Payno was a Swansea schoolboy Welsh international. And then at the top of Inkerman Street, the next one over, he lived at the top, was Onky, Gareth Harris. Swansea schoolboy, Swansea City, did an apprenticeship. Onky's living away now in England, Manchester I believe. So you know, we all did pretty well, and I'm sure we'd all agree that we all would have gone a lot further with coaching. I sort of, like most of us, we intuitively know that coaches can help us, but we didn't really get, you know, we had great support from our local coaches, and our parents did our best for us, but coaching wasn't really a big thing then. That's the bottom line. But I think we all know intuitively how much coaching can take us further. And it took another sport, like most people, another sport to open my eyes up to the power of coaching. When we were 14 years old, we had a new teacher. And then the other way, another good friend of mine, Tony Hendricks, lived in Lewis Street. Tony, along with Mark Payne and a few of the other boys, we ended up playing basketball for the school. Paul Farrow came to our school when we were 14, introduced us to basketball, taught us everything about the game. We fell in love with it, and a long story short, we became Welsh champions. 2 of the boys got Welsh caps, and it was brilliant, and it opened my eyes up to what a good teacher, a good coach can do for you. And I channeled that into developing as a coach in football. And now, you know, I became really passionate about making a difference for kids, because definitely in football, as I've said before, we leave things in the lap of the gods. In all other sports, it's pretty much understood. Athletics, boxing, you know, gymnastics, dance, you name it. We all pretty much understand you get out what you put in. The more hours you put in, the better you're going to do, because you've got coaches who know what they're doing. Whereas in football, we leave it in the lap of the gods, and it tends to be the pattern of the better you get, the less learning you do. So your learning slows down once you get into these representative teams, unless you get into a pro academy where you expect a lot of learning to be going on. Schoolboys, you know, is really mainly a representative team where you have trials. Don't do a lot of training. Some of the schoolboys do. Certainly in Swansea, it's more representative, and that's the way it's always been. So, you know, that's not a criticism. It's just the way it is. So what's missing for a lot of players is, number one, they need to keep learning, and we're learning unconsciously anyway, but I think a lot of that learning stops as we get older. Number 2, we need coaches to help us learn, and that's one of the big things that's missing in football. And number 3, we need an environment where we can go and learn, where it's okay to make mistakes. If we're not quite ready for the next step, then we can go and get ready to make that giant leap forward in our development. And you know, at TCSA, that's what we provide. And over the last 7 years that we've been running our camps at Llandarcy, and the camps are really about putting everything into it that you need as a player to develop, to build your confidence, to develop your attitude, to get better technically, tactically, understanding the game, to develop your team skills. We do a lot on that. So we've got that coming up this week. next week I should say. Monday, the 13th of August at Llandarcy Academy. Spaces are going quick. We're down to the last few now. The early bird runs out on Friday. So if you've got a child, a football mad kid who wants to do well, is passionate about the game, and you feel they could go a lot further with coaching, professional coaching, in small groups where they're going to get a lot of attention and the opportunity not only to work on all aspects of the game but to develop as a person, then make sure you claim one of the last spots. Speak to you soon.